Some Cook County pot smokers could avoid jail time under a new proposal passed yesterday by county commissioners. Now it's up to board president Todd Stroger to veto it or not. CLTV's Gaynor Hall has more.
Drugs, period, to me is awful.
Caught with a little marijuana, less than 10 grams, you could get slapped with a $200 ticket instead of jail time for your first offense.
Got friends that smoke, but I don't think they should go to jail for having a little marijuana.
The Cook County Board approved the plan yesterday. The sponsor, Commissioner Earlene Collins, says it will bring the county much-needed revenue and free up space in the jail. Sheriff's police officers would decide if someone caught with pot should be arrested or just get a ticket. And this only applies to unincorporated Cook County. The city of Chicago is not affected. Sheriff Tom Dart says there should have been more public discussion before the board took the vote.
I really wish someone would look at it pretty seriously before they go ahead with this, because there are options for people to get probation that can be wiped off their record if there's small amounts of marijuana already on the books now.
And opinions on the issue are mixed.
I'm a great grandma, and I don't want my kids to fall into that kind of stuff.
Let them do it because you don't want to have people going to jail for it.
There's always going to be an element that's always going to try drugs, regardless of what the public health concerns are, or what the public interest is.
Commissioner Earlene Collins says the inspiration for this resolution came from her own grandson, who was caught with half a joint and then carted off to jail. If you get a ticket for pot, it would not go on your record, but some critics say any move to deregulate marijuana should be handled by the state and not Cook County. Reporting from the Loop, Gaynor Hall, CLTV News.
Well, it's time to talk about what's a buzz in Chicago with one of the voices of Chicago, WGN Radio's Greg Jarrett. So, Greg, I guess what are people calling in about? What are they talking about? I'm sure this pot situation that they got going in Cook County where they want to give fines instead of jail time for certain amounts.
We called Todd Stroger at home very early this morning to ask him about the board vote to decriminalize marijuana, at least in the unincorporated areas. Less than 10 grams, the fine would be $200. We caught Todd a little bit by surprise. He said he hadn't done a whole lot of research on it, but just off the top of his head, he said he thinks it's a gateway drug, and he would be inclined to go against it, giving us a hint that he's probably going to veto the board's vote. But then that brought up the question that I asked the public that sparked quite a few calls, and that is this: out of 100 of the people that you know or are acquainted with, how many of them smoked or do smoke marijuana? And then, following up that, how many of them are now addicted to heroin or smoke crack? And the question is relatively few, if any of those 100 people, would be on to harder drugs. But a lot of controversy there, obviously, in just asking that question.
Were you, if I could ask, were you giving your opinion on this too?
Well, I was just asking the question because across the country, as you know, in California, they have, let's see, in Los Angeles alone, legal medical marijuana clinics, more of those than they have Starbucks stores now. So the question has come up in California: what if we just go ahead and legalize it across the board and tax it like we do alcohol and cigarettes? How much of our budget problem would that solve? So I'm just bringing up these questions and letting other people answer them. Whether I might think that, hey, that's a lot of money sitting out there and people are doing it illegally and causing a lot of crime. But is that an opinion? It's up to you to decide.
Right, because you know, also in California, I know that they do have where you can get a prescription for, you know, the medical marijuana, right. But people are also abusing that out there and getting fake prescriptions or getting prescriptions for injuries that they don't really have and going into those stores and getting marijuana.
You can just go into the doctor's office and say, I can't sleep at night, and get a prescription for pot.